Hey there, my name is Jason and thanks for tuning into my channel Pips-N-Chits today. Today I'm going to be unboxing the brand new 2022 release of Long Shot, the dice game, a game about racing horses and placing bets. It is designed by Chris Handy with art by Klaus Souza. It's published by Perplexed Games. It's for 1 to 8 players, ages 14 and up, anywhere from a half hour to maybe slightly over an hour, depending on the player counts. It's kind of an entry level game, maybe entry to medium weight, but more, I would say, more on the light side. There, it's kind of a cross between, we're going to do some dice chucking. We're going to be placing some bets with some dry erase markers here. A couple people have compared it to Camel Up, but I think you'll see that there are some differences in it. So if you like racing games, let's go down to the table and take a look at what's inside the box. So now that we're down at the table, let's go ahead and take that cellophane off to go ahead and remove some of that glare. And we'll get right into reading the back of the box. So go ahead and get that out of the way. And one thing I like to point out, nice little magnet cover here. Artwork kind of wraps all the way around the front side of the box here. But let's get to the back. It says, plan and push your luck as the action unfolds in this tense race game of 8 horses. You'll buy horses, place bets, influence race movement, and utilize special abilities. The dice determine which horses move and the actions available each turn, so be ready to adapt your plans in the game. Once 3 horses cross the finish line, earnings are totaled and the player that makes the most money will be declared the winner. Will you play it safe or risk it big on the long shot? So we have a picture of some of the components in here. Again, 14 and up, 1 to 8 players by Perplexed. It says 25 minutes here, but I guarantee you, depending on your player count, it's probably going to be a little bit more than that. Go ahead and open this up. And wow, look at that artwork there. Now, in all fairness, or in all honesty, I wasn't really sure. This artwork is kind of growing on me. When I first saw this artwork by Clow there, it looked a little gimmicky. It looked a little reminiscent of some kind of 1960s, maybe some early 70s kitschy style art. I can honestly say it's kind of grown on me. And I like that they brought this artwork back into the inside of the box here. So what do we have here? Oh, if you'll notice too, look at this. The artwork here of the manual matches the inseam of the box. That's pretty cool. Anyway, it looks like we have a 15-page player manual. Nice big pictures, nice big color pictures in there, showing us the track board, the horse cards, player sheets, round summary, so on and so forth, how to move horses, how to score. And finally, starting on page 13, we have the solo race components. So moving on, let's see what we have next up. Next, we have a little insert here, want more horse cards? Check out the horse mini expansions at longshotdicegame.com. So I imagine if you go to there, you might be able to order some additional play sets. I know in the game here, it should at least contain 3 different sets of horse cards in there, but we'll see those in a few minutes. Next up is we have our individual player boards, if you will, and I'm assuming this is the solo board right here. Kind of laminated. This is, of course, going to be used with a dry erase. We're going to go ahead and use dry erase markers on that, but a little bit of flexibility to these, but a nice smooth sheen finish to it. And of course, we have 8 player boards. Now, they're all identical. There's nothing asymmetric about that. About the player boards, we'll see some asymmetric starting cards in here, though, for the individual players. But anyway, because this is a 1 to 8 player game, we do have 8 of these. This here is the backside. Golden Fields, I imagine, is the horse track that we are racing on. But here, nice and big, very bright colors and same art style there. We'll go ahead and set those aside. Next up looks like our board. It's not a very big board, but then again, all you're doing on this board is going to move some horses here. So looking at the board, our meeples will line up here on the starting line right here, and they're going to race around the track. This red line being the no bet line. And of course, the first three horses that cross this line here will be your first, second, and third place winners. And you will go ahead and place your meeples on these and score whoever owns those horses or bet on those horses. I guess will score the appropriate 35, 25, or $15. But anyway, dry erase board here as well. Go ahead and put that aside. And oh wow, okay. Look at this. We have eight individual dry erase markers. I think that's eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they actually gave us 10. So even though this is an 8-player game, we have 10 dry erase markers here with the little erasers built into it. Set that aside. And here we have our insert of our box here and our individual wooden meeple tokens, and these are our horses that are numbered 1 through 8. There's like a silk screen quality to it. Hopefully that's focusing in a little bit. I can't really tell, but there's going to be numbers on the top of them, and they are printed on both sides. So I'll just show you another one really quick. Here's horse number 2, and of course we have 2 printed on the other side, but you get the idea. That's for 8 horses there. Next up, I believe this is a Kickstarter exclusive. This is a dry erase marker slash first player token. So not only do you get the erasers here, but I think on this Kickstarter this is also an eraser, but this screenshot of a jockey helmet here will indicate between rounds which player is going to be the first player for that round. Moving on, we have our 2 dice. This is going to be our D8 dice right there, very brightly colored, and it's going to indicate there is a 1 number and color associated with each of our 8 horses that are in the game right there. So very nice. Next is our movement dice. This is the dice that we're also going to be rolling here, and there's either a 1, a 2, or a 3 on there. I believe there's 2 3s, 3 2s, and 1 1. That's how far your horse is going to move depending on your roll. And next up, we have this mini expansion here. These are track events. I don't know how many are in here. Let's see if I can open this up without damaging anything. I don't have my blade here with me. Let's see if I can use this real quick. Excuse me while I pause this just for a second so I can cut this open. Okay, sorry about that. Went ahead and made a little cut in this so we can open these cards up, get that cellophane off. Same material here, but we have a mini expansion here telling us the rules for play of how to use these cards with the game. And then we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards, 8 different track cards here that we can go ahead and use to change up the game. Next up is we have some additional expansion horses. Notice here this has got a little boot on it, and we should have some horses here that will be different from the base game horses. This is a mini expansion telling us what we need the full set of the boot here and how you can tell that. By the way, to each set of these will have the associated icon up here in the upper right hand corner, so you'll notice that there is a boot here. But we have Better Butter, Lemonade Stand, Triple Scoop, Double Crosser, Fancy Hat, Partner in Crime, Fair Play, and Magic 8 Ball. And of course, these all have their own individual special powers when you're able to purchase them. So that is the boot set. And let's see what the next set is. Another little expansion here. This is considered the horse set expansion. And I did not slice. Oh, yeah, here we go. I've got a little bit open here. Let's open this up. Same thing, 8 cards. Of course, with the hot dog on here, and this set is going to specifically focus on the concession stands, but we have out of alignment, silver spoon, receding mare line, 3, 4, 5, 5-leaf clover, equestrian inception, jackpot, and you better, you bet. And that makes up the concession mini expansion. So we'll go ahead and put that aside. And one thing I didn't point out earlier is kind of got stuck here in the side. So we have a little standee and some chipboard here of the finish line. So not quite sure what this would be used for, unless you can change up the finish line on the actual game board itself, but it's just another token. Maybe there's something in there that I haven't come across yet that you would change out, maybe possibly add or subtract to the finish line from the actual one on the game board. Next up is our big deck of cards. This is the core set. This will probably be in the retail version, not including the Kickstarter expansions. But these cards here are our horses and asymmetric starting cards. So speaking of asymmetric, I mentioned that before. You will deal out, you'll shuffle these cards up here and hand one to each player, and they will mark their player boards with the associated markings on these cards, and they should all be slightly different here. As you can see, the betting amounts and different colors and different concessions are crossed out. So we have 8 of those cards right there. And finally, we have 3 sets of cards, horse cards. The beginning set, which has got the little apple core here. Moving on to, looks like a steeple, which is our next set of cards. Should have 8 of those. And then finally, looks like, can't tell what that symbol is. Looks like someone holding out some tickets or money right there, but another set of cards. So we have strung along, dollar menu, pay it forward, flex your quads, the sting, nightmare, line your pockets, and purple rain. Now I suspect that these are going to be more kind of like the advanced cards, if you will, with these ones being your medium ones, the row your boat, make it rain, cook the books, mint condition, bottom dollar, dirty laundry, cheer up buttercup, and donut dolly. And our core set or beginner set of cards, we have chain reaction, 2 lucky, scatter shot, early bird special, Charlie horse, miracle worker, better safe than sorry, and Nitro Nelly. Now, one thing I did read about is even though that these are their individual sets, you can mix and match these to get some variable variety in your difficulty. So maybe you wanted 5 easy cards and maybe 5 intermediate cards. Not a big deal, but you only can use 1 card of each. So in other words, you can't have like 2 number 1s. They all, because it has to be associated with these 8 tokens. But for the Kickstarter version there, you got 3 sets of 8 plus 2 more additional sets of 8. So quite a bit of variety in horses there. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of Long Shot the dice game, and I'm looking very forward to playing this solo here and maybe get a playthrough for you guys. Anyway, please leave any comments in the comment section below, any kind of thing you want to share with me if you've actually played this game and you've enjoyed it yourself, some strategy tips or anything like that. Feel free to comment on it. and I'll answer that as they come in. So thank you very much. My name is Jason, and we'll see you at the table next time.